Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's NLC Winter 2025 matchup.
Or the ERLs in general, who you'll be saying, yeah, maybe this team can kind of upset some of these big streamer teams, these teams with a lot of hype behind them. But we're here, Summer's Rift, an early invade by RG, looking for some information, perhaps.
Yeah. Ruddy Sack, though, in a position where they can absolutely collapse on these guys.
Yeah, they know they're
They
there.
find themselves separated. Ho could be stepping into that banana rush. Yamato Cannon also moving down. RG do not have the numbers advantage as it stands. Yamato with a little bit of a bait. Rich Gang just far enough away that Ruddy can't find the engage. Looks like it's all going to peter out into nothing. Nothing too crazy at the level 1 here, Jamada.
Yeah, it's really awkward, right? Because RS, they know. Ruddy Sack, they know that they're there, and they're still kind of poking around here. So, Ruddy Sack, they're trying to play for a lane swap, but they're playing against Braum. It's a really rough one, but they're getting a lot of poke in.
It's risky. Hustling going for the engagement. Maybe he's gone a little bit too far. Eski has to flash away. Yamato kind of getting the knock up here onto Ho. He's not lucky. First blood going down in favor of Banderas. Here comes the resets for Nyx, but he's got to get on out of there. Body's hitting the floor at the... Like, I can't believe that I'm saying Yank in the context of the NLC game.
I know, it's crazy. He's secured the first grub. I'm not sure how Ruddy Sack is going to be able to stay on the rest, though. Hamza has second move, and if you take a look at the minimap, Banderas has actually moved over as well towards the mid lane. So I think this might be a 2-for-1 exchange or a fight. Both these teams still jostling. Another grub goes over to Nyx.
Yeah, and I love this positioning from Ho. The Victor, with that level 6 especially, has so much zone control and is just preventing Ruddy Sack from moving in. Although they may find an angle towards the top side. Hustling, flashing, going forward. Shockwave drop down onto Ragnar. The Ignite as he ticks down, just about gets away. Meanwhile, in the middle of the river, we've got an ultimate thrown down, and Banderas in the middle of absolutely everybody. Eski's going to be able to grab that kill as Hustling now potentially in danger. It's a second kill for the Rich Gang top laner. And for all the big names on Ruddy Sack, it's Rich Gang who are doing better in the early game.
Yeah, the fight just doesn't look so good, right? I mean, for Ruddy Sack, it's a difficult angle to engage from, and like you were mentioning, Ho-Ho's positioning makes the fight so easy as Yankos is going to be donated over to Nyx. Gets himself a kill. So it adds another. Banderas is, he's going to throw up the OK emote. He knows he was maybe overstepping his bounds a little bit too much there.
Ragnar and
for Ruddy, if they can stick like their internet cable nice and early and give them a win against a direct compare, I think a lot of people going back to that point, people will be looking at this lineup as, you know, one of the other favorites, as Ho is the victim of a 3-man dive.
Yeah, I was going to say really nice dodge on the rail cube, but unfortunately there are 3 people there.
And Rich Gang, it feels like they're the ones with all the setup to get this one, so this should be a relatively clean pickup if they want it. And they're also going to get this tower done here, no more plates, so first tower drops, and that will be Feast of Strength over to Rich Gang 2.
Feeling good to be Norwegian right now. Feeling good to be a Rich Gang fan. I will say this isn't completely uncharacteristic from Ruddy. They do tend to start the split a little bit slow, a little bit shaky, and then by the end of it, they're just this unstoppable behemoth that make, not the most auspicious way to begin a campaign.
No, it isn't, but of course, under the circumstances as well, substitute in. Can't be fully faulted for the time being, as they're looking for a play onto Ho. Has flash again, but he's 3-man. He's going to
use it. Chaos Storm. Nyx dropping a stun down onto Hustling, who is going to be dropping, and that's going to give a reset to the Viego. The Victor is dead, and Yankos is a little bit too strong for Nyx to tangle with at the moment. Eski making a maneuver over, but not going to result in any more action. I'll say that. He has to flash back away from the wall, but Nyx is going to follow him, going straight over, dropping the ultimate onto Yankos. It's a killing spree for the Rich Gang jungler, and Pert is going to be killed by some random bloke from Hungary. MSI champion, welcome to the NLC, as Hamza, the Egyptian Draven god, is not able to make it out of there. Rich Gang are running the show.
Easy. These Braum passives are rather being applied. Flash forward from Ragnar. And easy as you like. Kill does go over to Eski. Still not the worst in the world. Speaking of, Braum yet again being caught out as they're on top of Rift Herald, and they will secure it as we come out of that replay.
And Hustling going for another engagement. He's able to catch out Ragnar! That's Jim flash! Shockwave on 2-3, but Ruddy are still in a rough spot. Even when it's pixel perfect, it's only a 1-for-1.
Yeah, criticize the timing. Didn't get it wrong that time. As just gonna use that Heartbreaker out. Shockwave was nice, combo was great, but they still lost out on the objective. Ready, so Rich Gang getting everything they want. They're up 4,000, almost 5,000 gold. They're looking for there is gonna be a nice shutdown.
Yeah, Jankos flashing away, both players flashing away from each other. Neither confident they'd be able to make it out of there without dying themselves. So it does just end up fizzling out, but what confidence we're seeing coming out from Rich Gang. They just keep going for these plays, backing themselves to their word.
Thinking about a play onto the Fiora, of course, just lost her flash. But it looks like a reset will be the par for the course, though Perks is, of course, a little bit high up. We'll have to stop that one as the Herald dropped mid. They just want to break it.
Yeah,
seems like, and with 5 grubs too, and no one really here to answer beside Hamza. That one's gonna go.
All the outer towers now taken by Rich Gang. All those early
From the offset here, as the third dragon spawning up, Ocean Soul and Rift will be what's on offer. And again, you know, Rich Gang, this is what you want. You're the team that kites back. You're already in the river. You're the one with the setup. Force the other team to come into you. Sounds like a dream to me. And Fiora's on the top side. They're pushing that again. Bar is still here from Jankos. It looks hard.
Yeah, I mean, Perks is keeping in, but the Dragon's already gone. Ragnar going to be popping the ultimate. Nyx out of there. Even if the Xayah drops down, you've still got a Fiora on the top side just wailing away on that turret. I don't think that's worth it, Ruddy.
Nope. It's going to be tier 2 almost certainly dying. 5 grubs and Fiora. Though the wave was a little small. I think she can probably tank this out, though. And it's a large chunk of pocket change going into Fiora's back pocket, who's already very close to a second item, and it's actually just an easy rotation of the Atacon. Because Ruddy opted to try and cross-map, get a little bit of gold back. And no doubt, I think Rich Gang, again, mentioned how those ERL purists can rub their hands together. I think Rich Gang, same thing here with this Atacon buff.
Yeah, and Ruddy, they're not content with letting this one go over completely for free as hustling the Yamato Cannon in the area, but too little, too late. Have a group up in the mid lane, but you look at the side lanes and Banderus, Hawthorne just getting that priority. It's going to need to be answered, and yeah, there's nothing objective-wise on the map that Rich Gang really should be looking to take at the moment. But it doesn't bode well for 2.5 minutes time when we're starting to look at Ocean Drakes, we're starting to look at Barons, and we're starting to look at a fight in the bot lane, and Jankos just goes splat as easy as that. Banderus going into the GA in the mid lane after taking down Hamza. And Rich Gang are pretty wealthy right now, multiple thousands of gold to the good, and looking for some inhib towers. And this, he might even just be looking for kills, diving on top of Perks. He's going to get taken back to the fountain. Ragnar flashing forward, looking for another kill for himself. Still with the Atacon buff on his back. Killing him is going to be, well, absolutely impossible for anybody in this situation. He's just trying to buy...
Yeah, there's not much to say about that.
Do we call...
Well,
we might call that a whoopsie.
Yeah, I think we call that a whoopsie. We just let that one slide. Most NLC titles in this game, right? Pretty sure. I don't think anyone's got multiple, so you know, just let it slide, right?
He's allowed to. He's allowed to.
He's got that one under his thumb. 15 seconds until this dragon spawns up. But again, for Ruddy Sec, even if they're at their item, you know, some of their item breakpoints, it just feels so rough to play out as Jankos has to flash over the wall. I don't think he had a clone.
Didn't have W.
Otherwise, sure he would have used it. How can play, middle cop?
How can play? Don't think can play, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think Ruddy Sec are going to play, but whether they're successful, I think, is pretty up in the air. As where on earth is the damage? It's completely absent. Oh, gets one, gets two. But the rest of his got 3 seconds. Against the ground. I get the drag.
It's a clean ace for Rich Gang. They get the soul. Oh no, they actually did lose the dragon, so I take that back, but they will get the Baron for sure. And Banderas is an absolute devil in the backline. Solos out perks, and I think he got all 4 vital procs, so the healing was crazy. He was 1v3, even after perks died, and even though Hustling's engage was great, unfortunately, didn't really have that follow-up like you mentioned in the call. So, great stuff from Rich Gang, and Baron goes over, mid lane inhibitor drops to Banderas, and now they're just going to be able to move over to follow on and find the follow-up. As now we come out of the replay, 4 strong on the bottom side for Rich Gang, and again, Ruddy Sack so far behind now at this point, it feels a little bit untenable. Save a miracle engage. I'm hearing whispers of middle court, but I don't know if that means he's back.
Maybe
back.
See.
Yeah, maybe back. We do love the trials and tribulations of casting online, as Eski won't be able to block that one up. Jankos is on the back line right now, and there's a big knock-up on to Ragnar, and he might just about drop, but the follow-up damage is crazy! Ho just puts everyone in the dirt with that Chaos Storm, and Nyx is getting the resets. The dive comes forward as well from Banderas, untouched yet again. As Rich Gang, they're going to take down this inhibitor, and they're going to make their way onto the Nexus Towers and go 1-0 in their group against Ruddy Sack. A very strong showing for their first game of 2025 here in the NLC. And streamer teams be damned. Los Ratones looked pretty infallible yesterday, but Ruddy Sack, under the circumstances, unfortunately not right now. And we'll see how they bounce back later on today. I don't know if I'm going to be by myself.